Madam Speaker, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 28, printed in Part C of House Report number 117-325, offered by Mrs. Miller-Meeks of Iowa.
Pursuant to House Resolution 1119, the gentlewoman from Iowa, Ms. Miller-Meeks, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Iowa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized.
Following the pandemic, the nation's workforce needs have drastically changed, and we have a workforce development system that needs to help prepare Americans for the job opportunities of today and tomorrow, not those of the past. The Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act is intended to help unemployed and underemployed workers get the necessary skills to succeed in Americans' modern economy. Unfortunately, the majority's proposed reauthorization lacks the necessary reforms to help America's workers. Our Republican proposal, on the other hand, would modernize the program to make sure it's employer-driven, which will help America's economy become stronger for decades to come. Our plan puts taxpayer dollars to work where they are needed most, helping job seekers get the skills they need to close the skills gap and get back to work. It does this by bringing more competition into provider marketplace, which expands the pool of skills development providers that meet employers' needs and gives more choice to American workers, and ensuring states and localities can use WIOA funds to survey employers to get a better understanding of the skills that are most in demand and respond accordingly. Additionally, the Republican proposal adapts WIOA to the changing economic landscape. America has just come through a pandemic, and during that time, businesses, employers, and workers shifted to remote work and changing circumstances. Our skills development and education programs should adapt to changing circumstances as well. Our plan encourages workforce boards to provide services virtually, which streamlines WIOA and eliminates administrative costs and overhead. Republicans also ensure online skills development providers can be included in skills development services, expanding the number of providers who can address the needs that American workers face. The Republican alternative also levels the playing field and encourages innovation by ensuring that WIOA does not favor registered apprenticeships over more innovative apprenticeship models that can address the needs of more employers. This will keep America's labor force at the cutting edge of global competition. Competition drives better results. Through pay-for-performance funding, our substitute encourages programs in a proven track record of successfully helping American workers succeed. Our proposal measures programs based on real outcomes and gives states and localities more flexibility in how they can improve those outcomes. We also increase transparency by making the process for creating job performance metrics available to the American public. Finally, the Republican plan brings greater accountability to the Department of Labor Job Corps program and its Reentry Opportunities program. Let's start with Job Corps. Job Corps is a popular program, and for many students, Job Corps is their last hope. There are important reforms we can enact to ensure that Job Corps is working better for students who need it most. Our bill would help Job Corps eligible students get technical and career education from community colleges, which would give this program much-needed innovation and better outcomes. And the Job Corps program in Ottumwa, Iowa, in my district, is a wonderful example of how to do exactly this and is the right way to perform that program. It would also do more to keep Job Corps participants safe. Centers would be required to report whenever any concerning incidents occurred, ensuring proper oversight of this program. We also bring greater accountability to the Reentry Employment Opportunities program, so we can build on President Trump's historic criminal justice reform and use this program to help formerly incarcerated Americans establish firm economic foundation for their new life. These are common sense reforms that will help American employers and job seekers. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman reserves. For what purpose does the gentleman from Virginia seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, I'd rise to claim the time in opposition.
The gentleman's recognized for 5 minutes.
And I'll be the only speaker, so I'm prepared to close.
The gentleman reserves. The gentlewoman from Iowa is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I yield 30 seconds to the gentlewoman from North Carolina, Dr. Fox.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank my colleague from Iowa for her great work on this committee and for bringing forth this amendment. It's an excellent amendment, and I support it. We need to do everything we can to improve the workforce development programs in our country. I yield back.
The gentlewoman yields. The gentlewoman reserves. The gentleman from Virginia is recognized.
I reserve.
The gentleman reserves. The gentlewoman from Iowa is recognized.
I reserve.
The gentlewoman reserves.
I'm prepared to close.
The gentlewoman from Iowa is recognized.
Madam Speaker, we have had an opportunity to work together on WIOA, but unfortunately my colleagues in the majority are more concerned about maintaining the status quo and placating favored stakeholders. What American workers and employers need is a workforce system that prioritizes them over special interest, and the Republican alternative would do that. I urge my colleagues to help us pass an alternative proposal that works for America.